I was trying to get some inside info from your girls, but they wouldn't give me anything.
They're writers.
So can you talk to me a little bit about just how this week came about? When did you first get the call? What were the first thoughts?
I was preparing to fight July 20th versus Maverick, and I was in the car, and I was about to get out of the car to go hit a cardio session, and that's when my manager called me and said, "Hey, Macy Barber's out, and they want you to fight Rose." And at first I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. I was like, "No way." He goes, "No, seriously." I go, "Stop." He goes, "No, like, seriously." So they want me to fight 13th, not the 20th? And he was like, "Yeah." I had no hesitation. I said, "Let's do it. I'm game."
What do you think of her as an opponent? I know, she's a legend. She's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. What do you think of her?
I have nothing but respect for Rose. She's an incredible athlete. But it's part of the game, you know. We're going to face each other one day. And date just happens to be today. Or this Saturday, I should say.
Do you kind of prefer the way this came about, where you didn't have to go weeks and weeks and weeks and really psych yourself out or maybe overthink it or all these things? Or did you wish that, going into this fight that you could have had a full camp for her?
I mean, it's always nice to be prepared, but my mindset when I'm training with my coaches is, we're training for whatever opponent is in front of me, but in reality, I'm mentally preparing to fight the best. I'm mentally preparing for a fight as if it were a championship fight. So, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I feel like I was almost prepared. Like, this is just perfect timing.
What do you think what the fight is going to be like? What are you expecting from her?
She's a veteran. She's a veteran, and this isn't her first rodeo. So I know she's mentally aware of what's to come. But she hasn't fought a 125er like myself. She hasn't fought someone like me at this weight division. So just as unprepared as she is, or as I am, she is as well. And I believe it's going to be a good fight.
What about what happens afterwards? She's already talked about if she beats you, she thinks that this will take her towards the title. What would a win do for your career?
I say the same. I'll be 6-0 in the UFC, 11 or 12-1 in the UFC or pro record. I believe, although I haven't been as active, I do believe I deserve it. But if not, I'm not too worried about what's next. I'm just focused on tonight or Saturday night. Thank you.
Tracy, right here. How cool was it to see yourself on the fight poster this week?
Oh, man. I was just processing everything, It's kind of surreal. It's one thing being here and doing what we do, right, with media, but it's another thing doing it and being main event and seeing your face on the poster, something that every fighter, it's a dream come true, really.
You talked about this week, you said, I thrive under pressure, I enjoy that, but how important is it for you to just enjoy your job?
I feel so grateful. I feel so grateful. I feel so fortunate and blessed to be here right now. Just because I've given it my all. I've given this my all, and although life has hit me and has stopped me and has prevented me from being active, I never stopped. I never stopped. I never quit. I never gave up, and I'm here today.
Yeah, speaking about that, you post a lot of quotes on your Instagram. Yeah. There was one that I saw. It said, "I don't know how my story will end, but nowhere will it ever say she gave up." So what does that one mean to you?
That is the emotion of being here. I'm very much overlooked, and fighting, being scheduled to fight someone like my previous opponent and now fighting a former world champ, someone that's going to be in the Hall of Fame, you know. It's regardless of this outcome, no one could ever say I gave up. I'm going to leave it all in the cage.
And do you think that Rose deserves to be? I know that a lot of people don't pay attention to the rankings. Fighters say, you know what, I don't really care about the rankings, but they have Rose at number 6 in the division, and she's only had 2 fights in the division. Do you think that's deserved over someone like you who's been fighting in the division?
I honestly don't care about the rankings. I fight, and I just want to keep moving up, and I believe Rose is deserving. You know, she's put in the work. She's like we said, she's an ex-former world champion. If anything, I think there's a lot of pressure on her having to prove that she does deserve to be in the flyweight division.
And then I know a lot of fighters are more open nowadays about their mental health and things like that. Yeah. Obviously, there's the pressure of fight week, but outside of the cage, as you're sitting here with us in this room, just how are you doing just as a person right now?
I feel outside of work, outside of this, I think this is the most present I've ever been my entire life. I'm feeling every emotion, and you know, some people might say that I'm too emotional, but it's not emotional, it's passion. You know, I'm very passionate. I'm a passionate person, and I feel so good. I feel so blessed and grateful to just be here, and I'm just taking it in day by day, minute by minute.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Tracy, this being a week earlier than when you were originally scheduled to fight, that means you have to peak a little bit earlier as far as the conditioning aspect goes, with it also having the added adversity element of it being at a mile high above sea level. Have you done anything to kind of expedite the process in acclimating yourself to the altitude? Yeah,
I've been out here for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest, I came here so in shape, I really don't feel the altitude. I feel great.
That's good to know. You're a very passionate person. You wear your heart on your sleeve. Yeah. Saw a little bit of an emotional outpour yesterday in the UFC video of you looking at your face on the poster. How do you plan to manage your energy and your emotions throughout the rest of fight week, being that this is such a huge opportunity and platform?
You know, I'm just embracing it. I'm just embracing it. If there's a moment where I have to just, whether it's release some tears, smile, whatever it is that I'm feeling, I'm just gonna, I let it go, and I just move on. And right now, there's just nothing but pure happiness. There's nothing but pure gratitude, and just overwhelmed by all the love and support from around the world. I'm kind of taken back, you know. I'm actually extremely shocked at the support. It's overwhelming, but in the best way possible.
This is technically a home game for Rose, but you're already a fan favorite, as you mentioned, in that way you get a lot of support all the way around. There's also a massive Mexican fight community here in Colorado, and especially here in Denver. Do you expect to get a large crowd pop when you come out on Saturday?
I don't know. I honestly, I haven't fully thought about that, to be honest. If anything, I think I've shown prior to this fight that I don't shy away from a challenge. You know, I made my pro debut in the UFC in Brazil against a Brazilian, and I'm not scared of the pressure. I'm not scared of whose territory I'm in, you know. I know how to win, I know how to fight, and I'm going to come and perform and give the crowd a good show.
You've been out here for a couple of weeks now. I know I saw that you went and did the incline. Has there been anything else out here in your time in Colorado or in Denver so far that is just a memorable experience outside of the actual fight preparation?
I think in general, just being out here for so long, it was something that I would never have back home. Being out here in nature and training, I'm doing a lot of outside workouts, and me, who I am as a person, I love being outside. I love the sun hitting me. I love being in nature. I love putting my toes in the grass. And I've just focused on training, sleeping, eating, training, sleep, eat, train, sleep, eat. And that's I've had the most stress-free couple weeks in a very long time being here.
Does that presence of mind and just that kind of sense of being calm, do you feel like that is going to be something that pays dividends for you, not just in this fight, but going forward?
Every camp is different. Every camp is different. I don't compare because every camp is different. Every opponent's different. Different things tend to pop up, whether it's personal or physical with injuries in camps. So do I expect the same the following camp? No. I don't expect anything to be the same. If anything, I expect things to change, to better, to grow, to evolve.
Thank you.
Thank you.